Is that good?
Yeah. Welcome, everyone. Today's edition of Hanging Out with Temi. The ladies are smiling away. How are you doing, ladies?
Oh, good.
I think
Good,
something
good.
is
Thank you.
going on. But anyway, if you are joining us for the first time, thank you. If you follow us every week, we appreciate you. God bless you. As they say to us, like us, share, and on Facebook, and then go to our YouTube page, subscribe, and press the button, like Heidi
Yes,
said.
ring the bell.
Yes, the bell. Press the bell. That's the right choice of words. Press the bell. Thank you so much for tuning. Why are you laughing? Something happening, ladies? Liz, what's
Yes,
Looking at
something
your
is
beautiful
happening.
face and beautiful hairpiece and beautiful everything, and I'm thinking, is Temi going to a party? Where is she going? What is happening? Look at Liz's hair, and you guys look like you're going to a party.
You know what? This is normal in African family, African community. This is normal. You've left Africa a long time ago, Heidi. I think you're forgetting your culture.
Yeah.
I did.
This is just normal. This is how this is. I think my friend was asking for something today. Duku. Liz, this is duku. Yes.
Yeah, it's like Dookie.
It's a duku. Yeah. You
Dookie,
see,
yeah.
yeah, this is normal for us. I do reckon I'm going somewhere. I'm not going anywhere. And I think really you have to, in these days, you need to just make yourself happy and spice yourself up a little bit.
That's
I
right.
like colors, otherwise I go really distracted and moody. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of also forget, how to draw the lines, I don't know. This lockdown and working from home things just make you forget, how to properly put makeup and things together. So, from something you used to do for about 10 minutes, it just gets to 45 minutes, gets to an hour just to draw a few lines. Not good.
Yeah. I can imagine Liz does her makeup meticulously.
Not really.
Really?
Not really, but there are certain things that need to flow together, yeah. You can't have the one without the other. I don't know if that's what you mean with the meticulous part, but yes.
I do. We know what we're talking about when we're doing.
Yes, I saw her getting dressed once.
Oh my word! When I'm looking at Liz making up, sometimes I'm tired. I don't want to wake up anymore. I'm bothered. But it suits you though. It looks good on you. So which is good. It does suit you.
Thank you for the compliment. Anyway, yeah,
it's true. Yeah, but it's been a very hard week. I don't know from your hand. It's been very tragic, and a lot of things happening from my end here. We're losing some people. Some people are sick, but most of them, to the glory of God, they're doing good. But when things happen to my friends and family, it does get me somehow. Hence, my point about focus. How do you focus amidst all these things that are happening that are real and is the truth? How do you focus? How do you still remain sane? And hence my topic with Brunswick, the Rotary Club, Brunswick Tullamarine next week, Thursday, about focus. What I've been through in this just quarter of this year. Oh my gosh. But it's not just about me, it's about everybody else around me as well. So I don't know what you ladies think about what's happening. How do you make yourself sane? What have you been doing, Heidi? Meditation?
I meditate every day, twice a day, and I do some exercises, some yoga poses, and I do some, I dance in the kitchen with the girls when I can, and I'm just full of lots of things that I need to do every day. I'm really busy, and I'm always doing something. The way to stay sane is to understand that at any point of time, the law of polarity works. It's happening, it's right here, it's always here, and it's up to us to see which part of the scale do I want to look at. Mm-hmm. I know that we're going through a hard time, maybe challenging, but there is also grace and favor carrying us. So do I want to look at the problems and the challenges, or do I want to look at grace and favor? It's up to us at any point of time to look at these two, parts of the scale, and then choose where you want to put your attention. So, I'm actually grateful for this time, because I come out of that thinking, this is a beautiful enforced retreat, and I get to do it in the comfort of my own home, and I get to experience it with my most favorite people in the world. So, what else do I want? I'm so blessed. So I'm actually happy. I like where we're at the moment. I know it's challenging for a lot of people, and it's not easy for our kids, for example, when they feel like they have to go on to do online school and online university, and there's so much that's happening to a lot of people, and losing their jobs, and relationships breaking and things like that. It's very challenging, and there is help. So when people are needing to find help, there is help.
I like what you said, Heidi, because what you said, if we listen very attentively to it, it's all around. Even though things are happening, but you're still finding a point of reference where you can still be grateful. And you acknowledge that even your children, homeschooling, it's not fun. And, they one time they're back at school, they wear their uniform, and they're like, hey, school. And then they shut them down. I think most of the problem is this back and forth and back and forth. If you lock us down for a year, we just know a year we come and then we're out. But the thing is, it's just being back and forth, and that's the most painful thing. And also to recognize people. I used to be able to be very confident and to say that, it doesn't matter what's happening, I'm happy. But again, I'm being careful because, I know a lot of people are going through a lot. So they might say it's easier for you to say that you have Jesus or you're Christian. How about the ones that are not Christian? But still, we still have to talk about our own personal experience, unfortunately. So we still have to talk about how we're getting strength despite all these things that is happening. Liz, how are you coping?
Yeah, I am one of those people who get easily distracted. I don't necessarily, find my way, like Heidi says, on the go. Now I have to, focus this side. I do get distracted with, the change in the circumstances. So it does get to me. Eventually, I know where I need to, put my focus, and I do eventually get there. But I do kind of go through a little bit of a slump before I come out and get myself straightened out. So it does affect me. The lockdown changes do really affect me. But unfortunately, we also say there is help. I'm a person who needs to talk to people. Mm-hmm. So I either help somebody or, I just have a nice conversation with either of the two of you or somebody else. And, through talking therapy, I kind of bring myself out of the situation that I get myself in. So that helps, besides the, day-to-day quiet times and the meditations and things. really just talking therapy to keep myself on the straight and narrow also helps for me with the focus.
It's true. I'm like you, Liz. I need to talk. I need to find someone. I was laughing at the beginning of this. I said, I have to call even my enemy. I don't care. This time, let's be friends. Need to talk to someone. And then we've got a couple of comments there from a couple of people. They like saying how they're managing it. They said, you know, we can look at positive in any situation. Main thing, grateful to God we're still alive and healthy, and God protection protecting us that we cannot catch COVID. Amen. It's true. We're grateful to God. And it's good to see our friend back, Debbie. Thanks, Anna. Thanks, Debbie. And I saw Omoga there. She was laughing, LOL. I don't know what we said there, and but she said LOL. But thank you guys for, for your contribution. And somebody was asking me, Josh, interesting topic. Great that you're asking it 100%. It's 100%. Thank you, Josh. Josh is our in-law, married to an African woman. And it's always good to see you guys. But look, sometimes we have to go through that process that you said. And it's okay. It's okay. You know, the New South Wales government, what I saw in the bulletin that came out recently was very interesting. They're concerned about lovers that are not together. So if you got they said boyfriend, partner somewhere within the state, they're giving consideration for you to be able to see your partner. So they recognize loneliness is not good. And I think for them to think that deeply to single parents or single person or, love across the border, they're recognizing that, and there's a clause for them to be able to meet with their loved ones. So that was very nice to see. And also, I just want to say thank God for all my friends that have gone through surgeries this week. You got no idea how many of them, but they're recovering. So I'm really grateful to God. Enough cried this year. We don't want any more. We thank God. But I also want to recognize that we lost one of our beautiful, beautiful brother in our church today. This guy is an Aussie, but absolutely beautiful man. He's always interested in people. He stays and look at you in the eye and talk to you, and we will chat, In fact, my heart goes to the family, and I just pray that may so rest in peace. Amen.
Yeah. Condolences to the family, Temi, and to you also.
Mm. I'm sorry, Temi.
That's okay. Thank God. I'm going to go on a quick break, and we have to bask into today's topic. If you've got your cup of tea there, sit tight. Also, we will really want to know or hear from you about today's topic. Who proposes, the girls or the boys? We'll go on a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome once again on to this edition of Hanging Out with Temi. Of course, you've got Miss Heidi Solomon and Liz Greatness. Today, they're going to tear apart and into pieces the act of proposal. I need to, firstly, I've got something to show you here. There's this way of doing proposal in my culture. Okay, so to propose, traditionally, go back down the memory lane. Mm-hmm. It would be a family will identify a girl, or the boy might see a girl and then go to the family and say, I've got a girl I'm keeping an eye on. And then the family of the girls will come. And they'll bring this big, used to be a letter. They'll bring a letter. The boys' family will come from the whole clan and they'll dress up. We'll give them a date to come and talk to us. So there's a proposal. We call it introduction. And then they will come and line up, and I stay at the door respectfully, and they bring the letter and say, we saw somebody at your house, we just want to propose. And then after that, there will be introduction, what we call introduction. It's very interesting. I saw a video I was going to show you. So hold on, let me try and get this on. I'll show you how this works. Firstly, there's the video. Traditional wedding in Nigeria. So have a look at this. The Nigerian traditional.
So I was born in Lagos, Nigeria, and moved here when I was 6 months old. My parents kind of raised my brother and I in a Western way. I'm very British, but a British Nigerian on a journey to understand the significance of my Nigerian heritage.
I'm a hybrid British, very Nigerian individual who holds very dearly to my culture and where I'm coming from. And, to get married in a way that reflects that was always going to be very important to me. Your marriage is very much a marriage with two families coming together, represented by obviously the two individuals, me and Ruth.
Traditionals tend to be very, very large. I still do want it to feel like it's a celebration of our love. I want it to feel personal. I went to a school where there was no Nigerian.
I don't want to go further, but the only thing I want to show you is, see the boy came with all his friends in the same attire. They will come and go flat. They prostrate to say, please, we want to ask your daughter's hand in marriage. So that's a traditional. And watch this. Have a look at that. That was me. Can you see now the tray? So instead of the letter that they used to bring to us for proposal, now we do something like this. It's like a big tray, or so I don't know what they call it, but it's customly done that you have to bring from the boy's family to propose to a girl, and then the family will now decide if they want to say yes or no. So this issue of proposal, I say that to say in the my culture, it's the boys. We're going culturally now that does it. But is it the same thing, Heidi, like in your culture?
Yeah. So traditionally, like years and years ago, there is a lady that is a matchmaker. And so back in the days, there was this lady matchmaker. She goes into all the houses, and then she knows which girl is about to, finish year 12 or not even, she hasn't gone to education or something. She is in her teenage years and she's ready to get married. So she visits these houses, and then she has pictures of boys or men.
Okay.
And she would sit down, and then she would ask, she would speak, not the girl. The girl is not allowed to be in these conversations. She would sit with the mother, and she'll tell her, okay, well, this boy is an engineer or a teacher or a doctor or whatever, and he is, he's from this family, he's got this brothers, sisters, this is his situation, this is where he lives, he owns his own apartment, he's got this, he's got that, blah, 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 blah. She'll give her everything she knows about the person, and then she'll move on to the next and the next and the next. And the mother would go, okay, all right, I think I'm comfortable with this boy, so leave this picture and I will speak to her dad, and then you come back next week, we'll give you an answer. So she goes, speaks to the father, and then the father would say, okay, and then she would go and she would tell the lady, the matchmaker, okay, we're gonna get to know them. So the mothers get to know each other first. Now the girl is not included at all in this. The two mothers get to meet. So she invites her over for a coffee, and then the mother goes to her house for a coffee, and then they start talking, and then they start making, connection. And then after that, then the girl is still not allowed to see the picture, not allowed to know anything about the family, nothing. And then after the mothers are okay, they're comfortable, they feel like, okay, well, our children can be together, then they organize for a day where the whole family comes to visit the girl's family, and then that's when she's allowed to see him. So they sit and they talk, and then that's the proposal. So they say, we would like to ask your daughter's hand in marriage, and this is our plan. So they talk about what they're planning to do. And then in that situation, the girl walks in with some tea or coffee or a specific drink. She sees the man and she doesn't talk. She sits there. And then after they leave, she can tell her opinion and she can tell what she thought about him and all of that, but she's not allowed to speak.
Wow.
And like it's different, obviously, but it was always the man's family or the man. It's never, ever, ever the lady or the girl.
This is interesting. I'm just wondering, what's the difference between this and what the Indians do? Please.
I don't know the Indians, what they would do.
Is it the same thing as the Indian list?
I really don't know much about the Indian culture, really. They talk about that. I said in conversations, but unfortunately, I can't quite remember how they do, their proposals. But it is arranged. That's one thing I know. Even I did listen also to some Pakistani.
Is it me?
Can you hear me?
I can't hear this properly. Is it just me?
Heidi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is that okay now?
Heidi, can you hear this properly?
Yeah, Heidi says she can hear me.
That's okay? Fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, even with the Pakistani people, I did hear that they also get proposed. It's a family affair before it even gets to the boy. To know exactly who the girl is. I remember this one student I had at uni here in Launceston. He had to. The parents arranged somebody for him, and he had to go home to go and meet this girl so that they can move on with, the other arrangements. So he postponed his study and went back for the last semester so he can go and get married. But in my culture, right now, it comes from the couple that they want to progress their relationship to the next level. But back then, particularly when my eldest brother was getting married, he had to come and tell our parents about the girl that he saw and his intentions. And my parents, the entire family, like my grandpa, the grown-ups, they had to go and tell the parents of the girl. But by then the girl knew, because the two of them discussed to progress the relationship. So then my parents would go there and, like maybe bring something, even if it is just, a carcass of a goat or a lamb, whatever, and maybe groceries or something, they would bring and kind of humble themselves and, get some sort of approval to get to talk to the family. Sometimes they get chased away, and then they just have to kind of leave something and then come back again the following day just to let the family know that our, son has seen a girl in this family and, he wants to, marry, etc., etc. And then they eat together. After that, the family goes back, and then, you know, the discussions flow normally, the arrangements go on until, you know, the day dawns and it proceeds. That's how it used to be. But now, you know, you just come and tell the parents, I got married, or
Yeah. I got married, all right. Don't go there. I wanna go on a quick break, and then I want to ask you your interpretation of the Word of God. What did the Bible say? And I don't know if there's anybody that has got other religion that they want to share with us from their religion how it's done, or what they say in their book. But in our own religious, my friend calls it Constitution, I'll come and share with us in a minute. Go on a quick break and I'll be back. Welcome again. Today on Hanging Out with Temi, we're talking about who proposes, the girl or the boy. Is it cultural? Is it societal? Or is it biblical? Or is it religious? How is it done? But in the Bible, you know, in Ephesians, it says, a man will leave the father and the mother and will cling to his wife. So, did that mean that would you say the Bible admits that the boys go to propose, or because before the boy goes to the girl to cling on to her, have they got a proposal? Because you're not just coming and then straight away you cling to the person. So I hope that they will have had a talk at the back, or they will have sort of met each other somehow, but the Bible was not clear about that. It just says the boy will cling to the wife, you know. So what does that suggest, or what interpretation would you give that?
You're muted.
Yeah, sorry. I don't think this is actually talking about any proposals. I think this is in the marriage itself. It doesn't say. I don't think it's proposal related. But yeah, but in the Old Testament there was a story of a proposal where now Temi, you need to correct me. When Jacob was wanted his son to get married, and so he asked his servant to go and he asked God for a specific sign that this lady was the right lady for his son, and he prayed, and then God answered his prayer, and then they found the lady that was going to be his son's wife, and that's now. And then they took whatever they took, and then they went for the proposal. So the man went to propose.
I believe so, but in the culture of Indian, for example, even though it was the woman that pays the labola, which one of my friends is talking now, he says, this is what I'm doing. I don't know if he's here. Let's have a look at it. He didn't hear. But anyway, I got a message. He says, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm paying labola, and I'll read it. I'm doing traditional marriage. I'm paying labola with the animal payment. Animal payment, because he's marrying in Africa where they get, I think he might be paying some cows or whatever. So we have the belief that it's the man that will propose, and I think because of the pride as well, you want to be a lady, you know, a ladylike. So I will be here, and I want you to propose to me. But the question I was gonna go is, when you say woman rights, what the man can do, a woman can do it, and all sort of things, and the feminists. Do you think, if you want to go that line of what a man does, you two can do whatever, do you think then you can propose or Liz, you are big on this feminist thing. What a man do, you two can do. We're feminists. So if you see a man that you like as a woman in terms of that, would you propose? Because we're not talking to only the people that are Christians or only the people that are following the biblical. We're talking to everybody now on this platform. And the feminist, it's a culture, it's a religion as well, because they're fighting for a cause. Now, would you think a woman will have to propose, because the man might not propose to you because you're equal to me, to the man? What do you reckon?
I think if you like something, then you acknowledge it, and you may want to acknowledge, particularly, because with a person it's different. You can like a dress and say, oh, I like that dress, or I really love it, a car or something. You can talk about that. Even among people, this is that one person that you have probably checked out and you think, the two of you, there are synergies here that you want to pursue a little bit further. I personally think there's nothing wrong with opening up the conversation, because at the end of the day, we live in an era of networking. You may gain a good friend, you may gain somebody who probably has a know-how in a particular area that can probably be that provide for that conversation in the area of economics or engineering or whatever. You never know what this person is good at and what you can learn from this person. So it's not just coming in to let the person know, I think I like what I saw, and you're going to make a good partner for me. That's way too blunt. And I don't think that's how any woman would go about that. But if a woman, wants to really pursue some synergies that she has noticed in somebody, then she will. She has to, because if you don't do it for yourself, whom do you want to do it? You want to go tell your mother? So yes, I absolutely agree and stand for, make your intentions known, because you never know what you're going to gain.
You never know what you're going to gain. Okay. I believe that if you say you're a feminist, you can't have it either way. You're not going to wait for a man to do this for you. But Heidi, the other thing I'm looking with the shortage of men, looks like the men are getting extincted. I'm just saying that jokingly. But seriously, research shows that it's like 5 women to 1 man. What do you do in terms of that? One of my friends was saying the other day, I laughed my head off. She says, all these women that are married, it's about time they start sharing their husbands, because we need more. Silly thing. But what do you think when, the women are bragging, they still posting and doing all this, but there's no men? So if you see a man now, you're still waiting for that man to come talk to you? What do you reckon?
Before a proposal happens, Temi, there is a long process of rapport and connection. And there's we're friends. We have to be friends. Even after people propose, they don't get married straight away. They wait for, whatever it is, because there's so much. I personally got engaged before. I got engaged twice before I got married to my ex-husband. And I got engaged because it was the traditional way, and I didn't know these people. And the only way to get to know someone is to get engaged to them. Okay, so traditionally that was the case. And so I got engaged once, and then it didn't work, and then moved on, and then next person I got engaged again, and then it didn't work again, and then the next person was my husband. So I believe that before there is a proposal, What's a proposal? Let's just define proposals. Proposals are just a request. It's an ask. Okay. Well, I could ask someone to marry me, but not by saying, "Will you marry me?" I can ask, "Do you think we'd make a good couple? Do you think we'll be a good husband and wife? What do you feel about us being together for long term? How are you thinking about the future in terms of my included in your plans," or something like that. But that's going to be straight. Like, it's not going to be when I first meet someone, "Oh, he's
That's
potential."
right.
It has to be, I have to be friends with the man. I have to be very good friends with the man.
Absolutely.
I have to find out. It's not something that just comes up in a conversation like that. "Hey, let's get married," or "Will you marry me?"
What you're saying, Heidi, sounds, it's not really applicable generally these days, because people see themselves in 2 weeks and then they get married. And like what Lee said, sometimes they don't even tell their family. They might just say, "We've gone to the park, sorry, we just got married." And also, in some culture, the family don't need to be there. Do you know that? There are a couple of weddings that has been conducted here in Australia, and the family were not there. They were not meant to be there. So you could just get your friend to sign you off. Your friends sign you off here. There's no requirement that says your parents has to be there. So they don't need to be there. You see, so what you're saying now, I think that's why some youth, they will say you're talking old people's talk. These things you're talking about, like proposal is, are we together? No, when we do proposal, we already thought about, can we be together? This time is like, now I'm proposing, you're going to marry me, done. We pass that. You don't have opportunity to do all this, talk, little talk. No, we're done. We're now marrying next week or something. That's what it is. And also, when you're talking like we have to talk, the length of proposal doesn't matter how long you really propose for or how long you know this person for. We know now that it really doesn't matter how long. The longer you know the people, and that's another topic we're going to talk on this show. I think the longer you know people it might not be to your advantage anyway, because then familiarity, we were told, comes in, and then there's no respect for each other. So before you get to know my secret, let's quickly get married, and then you know me then. A man is a leader, he needs to make a move. I love you. Biblically, and I'm like the story of, this is Anna saying the man is a leader. Not with feminists. They're all leaders. But
everybody is a leader.
Everybody is a leader. But like I said, biblically, and like Jacob that you said, Heidi, left his tribe, went to another city, looked for a wife. So the men are the hunters. They said they search, they look. The other thing I want to talk about is, if you propose, let's read this. It's okay to propose to a man of their choice, but sometimes some men take it for granted and also depend on maturity. And I think what this Ikuda is saying is very, very true. Like if a lady sees a guy, what if the guy is shy and he's got a bit of low self-esteem, but really wanted to, but by the time he opened his mouth to talk, he probably have a fit and collapse, but he really wanted you. And what if the woman can help and just propose? And I like what these guys say. Yes, I think the reason why the women are not doing it is because sometimes some men can take you for granted and say, anyway, you marry me, I can divorce you now, whatever. But, so the issue of God gave man is the head of the house. Yeah, but we're talking about proposal. Because this proposal thing, even Joe, sorry, let me read this one. The girl can subtle suggest, but the boy should propose. I believe so.
I like this, yes.
100%. But the thing is, the girls are not even they're not even trying to subtly do so. And also, I don't want the boys, the process where the boys will take them for granted and think, oh, they're very, they flex or whatever. You see, so I don't know the answer to this because one of my friends was saying that I want to learn. I don't know the answer to it. In saying that, I agree that if a girl sees a boy that they like, rather than you can subtly suggest to the boy, this is me, God forgive me if it's a sin, but I just think if you're not going to be taken for granted, then I don't think it's absolutely wrong. But the other thing I want to say, ask the question is, if you propose, does that mean you can dispose? Does that mean you can dispose? Does it really matter? If the girl is the one that proposes, can the girl now tell you to go? Or who is going to tell who to go if it's not working?
Well, this is a relationship, you know. You are kind of developing a relationship, which is whether it's what you call a friendship to begin with, or whether it's, you know, however you define the courtship season that you are in. That's what it is. So you are kind of trying to see whether maybe what you thought you saw is actually what it is. You know, that's why you want to get the person closer to you, and you guys go on, you know, date nights, go for a drink or for lunch or whatsoever. And anybody can say, I don't think this is gonna work, you know. If both the two of you can agree on this is not gonna work, then anybody can raise that. Anybody who can say hi can say, you know, this is ABCD, I don't think works for me, you know, and maybe there is an explanation to that. Then you've opened up a conversation, which is a very good thing. And then you can talk about that. But if, you know, the other person is coming from a perspective of this is where I am, you take it or leave it, then, you know, that's what it is. You take it or you leave it. So it's the conversation aspect of things is very, very good, actually. Proposing is not just proposing to go and get married, but, you know, just as you guys are saying, making that suggestion that opens up a door for a conversation. And the conversation goes on, and one conversation builds on the other, and eventually it transits into a romantic relationship that indicates later on that you guys want to live together.
Okay. Heidi.
What's the question again? What was the question again? Sorry, I got involved in Liz's answer and I forgot the question.
Liz, what was the question I asked you?
I can't also remember now.
No, I said no. You answered quite good. The question is, if the girl proposes, then would she be the one to dispose?
What does dispose mean?
Like get rid of him. Like,
what do you mean? Like when they're married, then no one is getting rid of anyone. There is a separation, and then there is an official divorce. No one is getting rid of anyone. It's an agreement. Because I filled in a divorce application, it's an agreement. It's something that both people have to know about and write in it and then give it to the government. It's a document, it's an official document. It's not like, you know, hey, you get out, you're divorced. No, she can't do that. You know, no one can do that, not even the man. There has to be an agreement. It's like we both came into this marriage together. We signed a contract. We signed a piece of paper to say we want to get married. There's another piece of paper we need to sign to say that we don't want to be married anymore. So it's all official. You know, it's not something that it's not a word that someone says. It's an actual proper document. By the way, divorce documents are very, very, very long. It's intense. You know, it's not at one piece of paper. It's like many pieces of paper, like it's a very long document. And do you have children or not? When did you have your children? Where is your children? Who are they staying with? And blah blah blah. There's so many. Who's your parents? Where is his parents? Who are they? Who signed your marriage certificate? It's a document. It's an official thing, so it's not something that someone is going to dispose of. I believe that when the relationship is not working, it's not one-sided. It takes two to tango.
No, but one person will have to initiate it and start it and say, I don't want you anymore. So if the girl is the one that, with the proposal, is the one that now you go on your knees in Western world. You go on your knee and then you say, propose, would you marry me? That's what I'm saying. Sorry, somebody said something. A proposal is only a part of the agreement. An offer, which is subject to acceptance or rejection. It is not the agreement in itself. It's true. It's not the agreement in itself, but it's a connotation. It's an indication that somebody is really interested and you go on one knees. In this case, if the girl is proposing, we should go on a knee. We're not talking about proposal because that's what they do. They go on one knees and say, propose, would you marry me? So will the girl go on her knees? Number one. Number two, if she doesn't want to do it again, will she say, I'm over you, go? Easily.
I saw
will she go
on her knees.
Will she go on her knees?
Yeah, she did.
She will?
Yeah, I saw a girl do that. Yeah, she went down on her knees and she had flowers and everything. And then she put her ring on, her own ring on, and then she asked him, will you marry me?
Wow, that's brave. I really want to see or want to hear if this is happened to one of the Karen Crombie said somebody would be good on the show for this topic. I think she knows someone. She said something on our Facebook page. I think she knows someone that has done this before and he has been successful. This is really interesting. So I hope we get more feedback from people that have done this before and it has not boomerang. It could actually says, no, even if it's the man that proposed, anybody can dispose if no longer it's true. That's true. It's just a myth that they said maybe if the girl proposes, maybe she can easily get rid of you. The thing is, if the boy proposes, the boy can easily get rid of you anyway as well. Either way, people are getting rid of each other either way. So it really doesn't matter who proposes. That doesn't really, I don't think that is the glue that hold them together. But I really want to know a woman that is proposed to the husband and it's lasting. It's lasting because I think what the society has put is they put the girls on the pedestal or that we're very precious, which is true, we're precious. And so now I have to wait for a man to come and propose. But I'm just wondering if you have a man that's supposed to be the best man ever, but this man has no confidence to really speak, but really wants you. And then you know that, and then you really want the man as well. Would you just be looking because you are a lady? Then I'm not proposing anything. I'm the type of person that I had in my mind that if you want to marry me, you need to come to my house like 1 million times, begging at the door. And then I'll shut the door at you and you come again and cry. I delight in that, implicit pain. I don't know if that is right. And I don't know if that is happening these days. And if it should continue to happen.
Can I say something?
Yes.
These terms that we use, like suggest, subtly, and dispose of, and so on. These are relative terms.
Yeah.
Or proposing. It's really very relative. And it's very situation specific. So it equally depends on people's personalities. So if we say you need to suggest subtly, my subtle is completely different from both the two of you. And so is what is subtle different from Temi's, and it's completely different. And let's also take note, communication is not only verbal, it's equally non-verbal. So if a woman is interested in a man, even if it is just the tip of that moment, you arrive at that party and you notice this guy became a person of note.
Please,
okay.
There is non-verbal cues, and men know that. There are non-verbal cues that there's just an energy around you, between you and the person of note. So when we talk about subtle suggestions, this thing equally happen non-verbally.
This is it, Liz. Can you propose in your mind?
Well, I may not propose in my mind, but I, when I sit on a table and I saw a person of note, I mean, ordinarily the person of note would know.
I watched a movie during the week, that this girl, she's a good church girl. She just does go to church and work and she's been having an eye on the pastor. The pastor is a single man for so many years, and she wouldn't date anybody. She really wanted somebody in church. She's a good girl, highly successful, but looking for the pastor. And then one day the pastor rang her and said, come to my office. So she ran. She thought, oh my God, he's going to propose today. And then guess what? The pastor has got another sister and said, guess what? And she's like, oh, she was happy. She thinks the pastor was going to propose. But the pastor said, nah, that's my girl, my wife. And then they were showing her the other lady's ring. This girl, in her mind, she pulled the wig off the pastor's wife, to be. She's fighting with her. She nearly died because all her mind she's been eyeing this pastor. I wonder if she had just said something to the pastor for so many years before the pastor went after another person, and now she wants to kill the person. This is sin. This innocent girl that the pastor wants to marry, you just hated this girl and you just want to kill her because you're behind the pastor. So really, I think someone is already said something to us. You could see is really chatting us. I believe if a woman loves a man and she boldly open up to a guy, in this case, she needs to work and make him fall in love. You just spoiled it. You have to definitely the guy will propose. Oh my gosh, I don't understand what that means, darling. So I have to work now to make the guy love me. No, that doesn't work. Let's go to the next one. I think Debbie sent us something. Mommy Temi Ajayi, I love your style. Maybe if I was dating a guy who I know loves me, and I know he loves me, and I'm sure he would not say no, I might just propose to him or write a proposal for him to read that to me. Can you see that? Read a proposal to him to read that to me, and if coming from him with a ring in the envelope, you are so funny. I think this is so funny. Truly, you see how sometimes we actually pretend, like what Lee said, body language is talking. I remember when Heidi was telling us in Egypt when she was in secondary school and she was eyeing a boy, thinking the boy loves her, but the boy loves somebody else. Maybe your heart wouldn't have been broken if you had gone to the boy and said, were you looking at me? Do you really love me or something? I mean, I know these days the kids are talking more than in those days. They're really talking. So these things we're talking about, whether we believe it or not, it's happening. Body language, proposing in your mind, all these things are happening. So I think my own take home here is to still talk to the girls and the boys. Don't take the girl for granted. She might just be helping you because you're shy or you have some timidity in you. You don't know how to talk to the girl. And so if the girl is helping you, and giving you an indication that, okay, well, I know you like me, I like you too. Don't put them down. Don't trivialize them. Don't, you borrow me the word to use. I think we should just start to be true to ourselves. Be truthful to yourself. Don't lie as a boy. The girl is helping you. You know that you have no self-esteem to start with. So this girl is helping you now. Don't turn around and put her down. And you, girl, if a boy is proposing to you, don't do like some of us wanting the boys to suffer so long. It doesn't matter. I think we should be teaching respect. Mutual respect for each other. If you don't value the girl, if you don't love the girl, let her know. Don't break her heart. Just say, I'm sorry. I appreciate the fact that you care about me, but I've got somebody else. And if you care, let her know that you care. This is just what I want to say, because I know that the world is moving around us so pretty quickly, but I don't know. And even me, I'm learning. So I remember when, say Toby will kill me, but anyway, one girl came to me once and said, is it okay if you give this little letter to Toby? I'm like, pick race now before I slap your face. This guy, you run. This was when he was in secondary school. So I thought this girl is too little. But now, down the track now, I'm like, oh, I apologize. And I always think that poor girl, why did I say she should run? You're little, run. I said, you're too little, you run. And they go to a Christian school. But this little girl, she's already got confidence. She already knows what she wanted. And then I'm telling her to run. So if any girl comes to me now and say, I love your son, I will say, son, honor and cherish. If you love this girl, just go. It doesn't matter for me, really. They might just be helping you. That's it from me. Because things have changed, life is going. But this is funny. This person said, I will work hard to get the boy to love me. And I like Debbie. Debbie said, I will give you a letter and tell the guy to read it to me. Either way, I think, we should really start to appreciate each other. Really, that's my take home from here. Ladies, our time is up, believe it or not. We haven't even done much. I was going to go to the issue of the Indian people. I kept on saying it. They match make them. They marry them without even seeing each other and everything. And then the woman even pays something. So whether you propose or not propose, technically you're marrying the man. You're the one marrying the man. So proposal, you're proposing, you're doing everything basically. That's what it is. If I pay gold to a man, then I marry the man. So the culture is different everywhere and it's changing every day rapidly. So there's no wrong or right. You just have to honor and appreciate whoever God is put in your way. Ikudaisi said, what I mean by saying work hard is to make him fall in love. It's simply because some guys will not be able to say it because of level of. Yeah, the thing is, the guy needs to love. Ikudaisi, I don't agree that the girl needs to make you love. You can propose to the boy, but if the boy doesn't love you, run. You don't need to make anything to make the boy to love you. It's hard because the one that loves you, all of a sudden they can dislike you, dislove you. So now if you're the one that not to work to make them to love you, I don't think it works. I think the love has to be mutual and the boy needs to love you too. If he doesn't love you, don't do anything hard. Just let him go. It will not work because then you continue to work on him forever and ever. Ladies, I'll let you give your word before we go. I think this guy Kudaisi is wanting a girl to work hard on on him to love him. You need to love on him. If you don't love the girl, don't expect anybody to work on anybody to love. We should just automatically love. Love is it's easy. It just intrinsic and intrinsic both ways. It just flows out of you and you just show it on your body and it's in your heart. It's not something that somebody make you to do. It's something that you naturally do. So it will be hard. I think next time we're going to bring this Ikudaisi. He has an opinion about this. He's really adamant that you have to do something for the boy to love you. We'll bring you on next time. You come and tell us your own experience. I think he really wants you. Yeah, I can do anything Ikudaisi. I can even propose now, but I'm not working on you to love me. No, If you don't love me, run. But Heidi, we gotta run. Time is going.
Yes.
Your
I would say that this proposal or a request for marriage or asking someone's hand in marriage is something that is very traditional. And I don't think it's religious as much as traditional. Every single country have a different tradition for it. I personally believe take away traditions, take away pride, and take away ego, and it's something that is coming out of love. It can come from either or. It doesn't matter what is said, and it doesn't matter what is shared, and it does not matter the way it's done. And I also believe, and I wish that we actually go into this in another occasion. The proposals for marriage have been extensive in terms of, it costs millions of dollars sometimes for someone to just tell the girl that they want to marry them, and the stuff that they go through, and things coming out of airplanes, and then on top of a pyramid, and on top of there's so much talk, and there's so much attention on the way it's proposed, and it's done, and it's all of that. And then at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean a day of happiness with that person. It doesn't give you any kind of security, doesn't give you any kind of satisfaction. It's not the proposal that you're gonna marry. It's the man behind that proposal. So I think it's the way society looks at proposals is a little bit overrated. And I personally advise my children that, they need to understand that if a man needs to go through that extent to tell the lady of his dreams that he wants to marry her, there's something greatly insecure in that man there. And, I always told that to the girls. But anyway, that's just my opinion.
Oh my gosh, Heidi, you just blow it. Me, I like a bit of drama. I want you to jump on the pyramid. Liz, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I kind of think there is a lot more to human beings than just love and having a relationship and getting married. The sooner we realize that once you get married, you are getting married to the whole person, and sometimes even the family.
Yeah.
The better it is for us to, right now, at the time of getting to know each other, really have those conversations and interactions that will kind of help both the two of you to open up towards each other in a manner that kind of, indicates who we are and what we are made of, Open up your DNA, open up your fiber, let the people be genuine in relationships, so that you know what you are getting in for. It's better to let go of a relationship rather than getting married and wanting to divorce, because all of a sudden it's not working really. And in saying that, communication is very important. As I say, there is more to a person than a potential partner to get married to. Earlier, I alluded to the fact that we live in a world of networks. So if you have networked nicely now, at a level where you were thinking this guy could have been my boyfriend, but through the network, you kind of got, ended up with a friend, for instance. 10 years down the line, this guy becomes the mayor. You need a land for something. You've got direct access to the city council. You know what I mean? So how you build your networks and how you, as we say dispose, but that's a very harsh word. How you eventually agree to say, no, I don't think the two of us will make it at the romantic love relationship side, but we can probably be good friends. We never know what life is going to offer. How you end things, I mean, relationships that don't work, that can be an indication of how long, you know, you can have this person as a go-to in time to come. Because as people, you know, the world is really small, and we happen to need each other at the end of the day. So communicate, start things in a way that is conducive, and things in a way that is mutually beneficial for the both of you, because we have no idea when we're gonna need each other again.
That's right. Thank you so much for that. You don't burn the bridge, you build the bridge. And if the proposal doesn't work for us today, that might not be the end of the world for both of us. So maybe just be genuine, love unconditionally, and be truthful. Reach your heart and be truthful to yourselves. You know, sometimes we lie to each other. We lie to ourselves as well. But anyway, on this show, we're just gonna call it a day today, and until next week, that we bring you another powerful topic. Let us still continue. We'll respond to it afterwards. Remember to like us, to share it, and to subscribe to our YouTube page. And also next week, Thursday, we'll send out something what Rotary is doing. I'll be talking about focus. So hope you can join us there. But anyway, until then, we say goodbye for now, and we see you again.
Goodbye.
Bye.